Welcome to Linda's TV show. I greet you according to your time zone. If it is your first time of coming across this platform or seeing my face, my name is Linda and you are watching Linda's TV show. If you like what we are doing, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications so that you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. My lovely people, always share these videos, always like and share. Ugo here, we react to all forms of videos, local, internet, especially what is happening in Nigeria and in Biafra land. I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote misleading information, hate speech, violent or instigating war. We are to all forms of videos and we are here to inform, educate, enlighten us or the public about what is happening. Of course, I will always seize every opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this platform that we are using to disseminate this information to the members of the public. YouTube, thank you.
This opportunity to thank those of you that are sitting at home for the civil disobedience on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. You people are the one doing the greater job. I want to also appreciate every one of you that has not forgotten the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu, and those of you who are planning the March for freedom of Nnamdi Kanu on the 12th of this month, which is March. May God continue to bless you people and give you guys more wisdom. Like we rightly said, like I will always tell you people, I am here to tell you nothing but the truth. And the truth we shall always speak every single day. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter the intimidation they come with. At the end of the day, last, all die and I die. So I will continue to say this, that Nigeria is a failed nation. Any one of you who is still believing in Nigeria should go and have his head re-examined because you are not living. I'm telling you the simple truth. Now, our Prime Minister's case is coming up sometimes in August 2026. And every possible things is going to be put in place for Prime Minister to, defeat these animals in their courts. Now, what they did was they never allowed our Prime Minister to have adequate supply of information that he needed for his defense. They kept him in a place where information were not reaching out to him. Now, they never gave him the opportunity to have the lawyer of his own choice. So they produced a lawyer that would do abracata. You know how these people, how corrupt Nigerian government is. So they produced a lawyer, and the lawyer came and, did his magic. And then at the end of the day, they finally jailed him because his lawyer was not able to prove anything to the public. So the reason why I'm saying this is that do not be moved. Our Prime Minister will join us soon. And I'm saying this with every of my chest this time around. I believe, like I said before, I don't believe that Finland will do the right thing because Finland is a corrupt nation. Alexander Stubb is a corrupt man. Selena is a very corrupt woman. Selena should be the ambassador from Finland to Nigeria. She's a very corrupt person. They are all corrupt. Nigeria, like Nnamdi Kanu told us, that Nigeria bribes every ambassador that comes to Nigeria. Nigeria bribes anybody that they can buy. You see what I mean? So that's case of Prime Minister. Nigeria spent money. They spent billions of dollars. I'm not talking about millions. They made sure that they enticed Finland. Finland is a corrupt nation, very corrupt nation, I'm telling you. They're very, very corrupt people. To take away our Prime Minister. And that was what they did. They eventually did that. Now, at the end of the day, everything that they are doing today is as a result of bribery and corruption. I told you people, when I come here to tell you people that Nigeria cannot defend themselves, Nigeria fears anything that is written in document than any other thing. They don't look at what Daniel Buara went to, I think, United Kingdom to disgrace himself. That is why we continue to tell you truth, truth. Always stand on the truth. Every time and any time, stand on the truth so that what you say in the morning, when they ask you in the afternoon, you are able to say it. When they ask you in the night, you are able to say it. Look at how Daniel Bwala disgraced his life. All because of money. Money. That is how some of our brothers and sisters are today. People like, I want to ask, where is the prime minister of the fallback group people? Where is he today? Where are those people who told you that Ngozi is a bad woman, Ngozi is a terrorist, Ngozi is this, she's that? Where are those people today? Where are the people that are telling you, oh, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, hey, Holy Channel? Where are they today? I ask you. What have they done differently that Dr. Ngozi Arabweze has not done? Where is Ogechukwu Nkeri, Isaiah Anyog, the criminal man in United States of America that has over 71 criminal records? Where is he today? I continue to call them out because they came out to deceive Biafrans. These are the people who make sure that our military stand down to put the blame on Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. Where are they today? I continue to tell you, Biafrans, this. I do not know Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. I have not spoken to her one-on-one before. But one thing I'm going to say here is the same thing I will continue to say. Anytime Dr. Ngozi Arabweze deviates from what Prime Minister asks her to do, I will come here and tell it to Biafrans. We are not scared of them. We are not scared of her. Has she changed? No. Is she doing what Prime Minister asked her to do? Yes, that is just why I am here. Nothing has changed ever since the redeclaration from Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. Anytime we signal changes or we notice there is a change in what she's saying, then we will call her out. But Biafra, do not be moved because the woman, she's standing her ground. And I'm telling you for free. Most of you, when you go home, you go and thank God for bringing that woman to the limelight when we needed her the most. All of you don't, it is not by guns and bullets none that will actualize this freedom that we're looking for. I'm telling you the truth. The most effective one is this sit at home every Monday. The most effective fight that we have been fighting for the past 5 years is the sit at home every Monday. And that is why Soludo wants to stop it. That is his reason of wanting to stop it. Because the world has started debating it. Have you seen what we're talking about? Do you now understand where we're going? Nigeria can never defend themselves. That is why when Daniel Bwala was asked several questions in defense of what he has said against the drug lord, he could not say a word because they are there for this. They are not there for you. I keep telling you people, Nigeria, these people are not there for you. When you call Nnamdi Kanu, you can beat your chest that Nnamdi Kanu is standing for the whole Biafrans. When you call Simon Ekpa, you can beat your chest that Simon Ekpa and Joko is standing for the whole Biafrans, and that is why he's detained. Prime Minister was not detained because he's a terrorist. Prime Minister was not detained because he carried gun. He was detained because of your own mineral resources, my mineral resources, so that it will be in the hands of Jagudas, people that has no moral value for humanity. Tinubu them, Daniel Bwala them, people like Shetima, Ababio. This is the reason why Prime Minister is detained in Finland. That is the reason why. When I come here to tell you anything, just hold it to heart. What I'm saying today, I can repeat it anywhere in the world because I'm not telling lies. These are animals. Nigerian government is so demonic in their attitude. One of you alive. I'm telling you the simple truth. If you know the evil that these people plan for you guys, all we are fighting them here. Bring documentation for evidence. You don't have anything. All they bring is money, 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 money. And this is the reason why I keep telling you, Nigeria was not built as a country. It was built as a prison. The warders are your president and your governors and your House of Senate members. Those are the warders. That is the simple truth. Nigeria is not built as a country. I want to continue to ask. No disrespect. Those of you that are Nigerians, we are not Biafrans. Those of you that are Nigerians, I want to ask, what have you benefited as a Nigeria? One good thing you have benefited as a Nigeria. Just one good thing. I don't need you to tell me much. One. The answer is nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But in this country, I can count 20 things I'm benefiting from this government. I can count 20 or more than 20 that I'm benefiting from this country. As a country, as a nation, whatever happened to their citizens, they know. Every citizen in this country, they have their database. You cannot commit crime in this country and go scot-free. They don't burn you well. They know they can't even snatch people's phone here. Why are you even snatching people's phone when you can actually afford iPhone? If iPhone 20 come out, every one of us can afford it. No disrespect, my brothers and sisters back home. Please, and again, I want to say this before I continue what I'm saying. Please, those of you that are chatting me privately, I see all your chats. The reason why I'm not responding is because that is not my focus for now. I'm going to respond to every chat you have chatted me privately, but I'm not going to respond to it now until we have our results, so that when I'm coming to tell you, okay, this thing that you are asking me, I can do it or I cannot do it, I have a reason. So it is not out of disrespect. I am not responding to your chat, or I am not talking to you and not responding back to you. I see every one of your chat privately where you chat me, but I'm not going to respond to it now because I am on a mission to make sure that Biafrans get the logic of what we are doing. None of us here is stupid. So please, for that note, on that note, I am not being proud here. I am not, I'm reading everything you sent to me, but I'm not going to respond for reasons best known to me until what we are looking for come to pass. That is when I'll start talking about those chats you're chatting me. So in other words, what I'm trying to tell us here today is this. Every one of you should trust and obey in United States of Biafra. Oh yeah, Bala Ayulu. All of you think, some of you think that, oh, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, she's not getting it. Like Ugo 247 will come and tell us. And I have challenged Ugo 247 that you said these people are against Simon, Prime Minister. I want you to come and prove it to Biafrans. I want you to come and prove it to everybody. How Pharmacist Diane and Dr. Ngozi Arabweze is against Prime Minister. And I've given Ugo 247 all this month. If Ugo 247 did not, because brothers and sisters, you cannot see me as your brother, as somebody you love so much, and then you see me following somebody who is going to destroy my life, and you allow me, you be evil. I will call you out as an evil person, because truth be told, you don't like my growth, you don't like my success or my progress. So if I am following Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, and you know that Dr. Ngozi Arabweze she's evil, and you allow me to continue following her, then anything that happens to me, your head, you will not rest in peace. I'm telling you the truth. Because you have the opportunity to bring the whole Biafrans out. You have the opportunity to tell the whole Biafrans how bad Dr. Ngozi Arabweze is. But you are going through the corners. We need, this time around, we need evidence. These people are the reason why Biafra never came. They are the reason why Biafra never came. None of them believe that Biafra was going to ever be redeclared. They want to continue to use Biafra to make more money. More money, more money, more money. Reason is this. Oh, like Ogekere did now. You know Ogekere is a multi-billionaire. The Nigerian government and Peter Mba paid this animal a lot of money to destroy the redeclaration, to destroy Simon Ekpa. They paid, if Ogekere said I'm lying, let him sue me to court for defamation. They paid a lot of money to Ogekere's account to blackmail Prime Minister. That is what is happening today. Today, where is that Ogechukwu Nkeri? That animal, where is he? I have challenged him. I have called him out several times to sue me for defamation of character. I didn't see Ogechukwu Nkeri. So you and me and to detail Biafra, where is your Prime Minister? For those of you who are following Ogechukwu Nkeri, where is your Prime Minister? I ask you. When they say evil begot evil, you think is a lie. When they say evil lives with evil, you think we are telling lies. You think with my capacity, we come and start lying to Biafrans. You think with the level I've gotten to in life, I will come and start sitting here to deceive you. What will I gain? What will I gain if I come here and start lying to Biafrans? What will I gain? The other day, I was on a program where a guy who I think he was part of the DOS member was calling all the whole high ranking in DOS to pick call. None of them did. Why? Because they were never here to fight for the freedom of our people. They were here to use, Simon Nnamdi Kanu to make money in their pocket. And they never want this Biafran to end. So that when people like us, when they come back now in the village, when you can go to motor, let's say 10 million. Most of us in Nigeria, realistically, we can't afford it. They go to motor 10 million. They didn't head 1 million. Nata. Up to only for the way go na ha omelora osi obodo imakwa obodo osi we bata osi Japan we bata hi imakwa this nwa Israel okeke natara na if you want na ego. This is what they want to continue to do. They don't want you people to live right the way we are living in this country. That is the simple truth. Akwa ndị ba anyị na-asị na nwanne nwe ikwu na ibe nwe ilo na asị ana Nigeria. Some of them, they don't want such. If it's not what Ogechukwu Nkeri, Adadio Rama, Ruby Nadi, Chomo Okoma, all of them, if it wasn't what they did, would have gone far by now. Would have gone far. Eziokwu Kanna Biafrans today would have gone far. That is why I can never forgive Ogechukwu Nkeri. I can never forgive him in a million years to come. That is why I will never forgive that animal called Ogechukwu Nkeri. We will never forgive him. And any country that is recognizing us, we must have treaty, extradition treaty. Because they are living large now in all the country of the world. They are living large with the money that Nigerian governments pay them. Some of you will say, he's talking like as if not much even in. Let me ask you a question. If as corrupt as Tinubu is a known drug lord in America. He can't travel to America. All of you, I have put down, I don't know how many people that has had my video. I have put down $1,000. If you see Tinubu in America, come and collect that money from me. He can't try it. They don't born and well. They don't born Tinubu well. But Tinubu, the same Tinubu, went to Finland, bribed Finland, and Finland took away prime minister. Some of you said it's a lie. It's not true. That Simon is committing terrorism. Simon is a terrorist. And I ask you, so who was now committing act of terrorism? From Tinubu to use $9 million to go to America, the same America that you cannot enter, to wanting to lobby the judiciary to go and talk to a law firm to go and talk to Donald Trump. You see, these things are just very logical. If you sit down, you will understand the complexity of Nigeria evil. These people are very demonic in their... I'm just telling you people nothing but the truth here. Listen, in Nigeria, some of you cannot pay your house rent. That is shorty. Some of you, your house rent is due. You don't even know how to start, where to start from. Some of you, you just lost your job. You are unable to get a new job. Some of you, your children, they've sent them away from school. You can't pay their school fees. Why? Because you have a collapsed system like Nigeria. Some of you, as I speak now, your shop was collapsed or were collapsed during the December period. Just because the terrorists, bandits, criminals, the Sokoto Caliphate could not carry their attacks on Nigeria. They now vetted those angers on Igbo people's markets. And then brought down their shops. Most of you don't know where to start from again. But in this country, it doesn't happen that way. In this country, someone like me, I don't pay school fees. I don't pay school fees in this country. That is the simple truth. Yes, I pay my house rent. Why? Because there is job availability everywhere. If you leave one job now, in the next 30 minutes, you get a new job. That is how this country is proven. In fact, some companies are calling you, come. If you have this qualification, come. People are running from some of the companies to work with them. They are begging you to come and work. In this country, if you are not able to pay your house rent, you can declare bankruptcy, and then the government steps in and start helping you. Does that happen in Nigeria? I ask you. So I've never seen a country where a child, I'm telling you people the truth, Biafran, I've never seen a country where a child will go hungry and sleep. But it happens in Nigeria. Some of you give your 2-year-old child gari to soak. When I was in Nigeria, I saw a lot of things. That is why when some families are talking to me, I know what they are going through. Gari, they soak. Not like I don't drink gari. I even drink gari in this country. But I drink it because I hear golom But some of you, there is no food. There is no other option. The only option available is to soak gari. It doesn't happen in this country. In this country, I tell you one thing. This is why I tell you that Nigeria must be destroyed for people to live. Nigeria must be destroyed for humans to have value in Africa. I'm telling you the truth. In this country, where I am, yeah, there is no way a child will come to school and they will see his or her face swell, just small swell for her face. To God there, this is how they want to look for every avenue to remove. If they see how intelligent your child is, they will be asking that child, are you scared of mommy? Are you scared of daddy? Just for that child to accept one silly thing that you people are doing to that child at home, they will come and take your child away. They will tell you are not capable enough to take care of your children, your child. And they will take that person away. And so the government will start training the child. So in this country, you pet everything. Your child must have everything because the government have provided an enabling environment for those kids. Nothing must ever happen to them. Or school, your son will come to school, your daughter will come to school. Her fingernails is just like one of my own. To God, it doesn't happen like that. Nobody cares about your child in Nigeria. That is why we say Nigeria must collapse for people to have good life. If Nigeria doesn't collapse, if these wicked tyrants are still in power, none of you can experience freedom. You are not free in Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth. In this country, no, except if I want to go hungry. You can't go hungry and sleep in this country. Not in anybody's watch. I've said this times without number. Why can't you people build this USB together? Why nobody's asking you for your money? Use your platform, use your voice, project it. We're not asking you for money. I'm not going to come here and bring money. When you people, some of you are waiting for Dogu to come out. Some of you are waiting for Nnamdi Kanu to come out, which I understand. So when those people you are waiting to come out, they'll do the needful, right? But preach the goodness of this Biafra. It's coming. It has come, not that it is coming. Dr. Ngozi Orabweze, go to Wikipedia and check it. Dr. Ngozi Orabweze declared independent state of Biafra on the 29th day of November 2024. Nobody can change that. Nobody can remove it from the archive. Nobody, not even Donald Trump, not even Benjamin, the Israeli prime minister. Nobody, I'm telling you the simple truth. And that's what Nigeria understand. That is why they are going everywhere, using Bianco Law to make sure that they extradite Simon Ekpa. But that has been blocked. Biafrans, you don't know what we are suffering. You don't know what those people are going through. You don't know what Dr. Masanga is going through by this thing that he's doing. None of you do know. I'm telling you, you do not know. But if you know, you will understand that Biafra is a free nation as we speak. All we are waiting for is just one recognition from one superpower. Oh, that's all we're waiting for. We're not going to tell you people the next thing to do. We're not going to tell you the next thing to do. Prime Minister's case is coming up sometimes in August. August, not sometimes. It's coming up in August. Let us see what is going to happen. That is what some of us is waiting for. I totally understand. But start doing something. If you are the one that can write the evil that Nigeria has done to us. I'm doing my bit. You people are doing your bit. Some of you are doing your bit. Those of them that are in markets, on the market that are doing their own. All of them are suffering. Before you get 1 naira to eat in Nigeria, is hell. Hell! How are the mighty fallen? I saw a friend of mine, when I was in the guy's father was so rich, extremely rich. This boy comes in a convoy to school at the time, when we were in University of Lagos at the time. Comes with convoy. My good friend, Andrew, today is begging for money. God forbid. Today, oh, Rosé, how far? Within the shop. That is what Nigeria has happened to them. Because when the father lost one of his buildings through these vandals, they came to destroy the building of one of the fathers. The man collapsed and died. And went off from there. See how Nigeria is very destructive. They don't care. They really don't care. I'm telling you how good this country is so that you can imagine what is coming from Biafrans. You can imagine what Prime Minister is bringing to Biafrans. You can imagine what Nnamdi Kanu is bringing to Biafrans. You can imagine the preaching and the work that Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze is doing. That is why I am here. I am not here to make you to believe that Biafra has come. No. I am not here to make you to follow Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze. No. It is optional by choice. And I want to simply tell you that Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze, she is not Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is not Biafra. Simon is not Biafra. All of us gathered together are Biafra. We state to them what they must do. And that is why I'm here. Every one of us have one thing to do. Okay, God forbid, we will lose hope. We have gotten this Biafra. We must defend it. Must. And that is why I am preaching to you people. This is what we must do to go home as soon as possible. You see that woman called Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze? I'm telling you for free. That woman, she's a legend. That woman, she's doing everything humanly possible to make sure that Biafra is fully restored. In the absence of Mazi Simon Eber. I'm telling you. That woman, in fact, yesterday on Saturday, she said she was cooked for this mission. Simon cooked her. If most of you heard that confession, Simon, that is why she's dealing with the fallback group. Where are they today? Where are those noisemakers? Where is Sonia Parawa today? I ask you. Where is Chiamaka Ajeri? I ask you. Where is Ogechukwu Nkeri, your fake prime minister? Ndiohi. People without conscience. People without souls. They are very soulless. They don't have soul. They don't. These people are very soulless. They don't have humanity at heart. Just like Daniel Bwada went to London and fumbled. They don't have humanity at heart. You could see Ike fumbled from A to Z. You think they don't know who you are? You think they don't know how Nigeria is? With what Daniel Bwala did on Saturday, do you think any foreign investor can come to Nigeria and invest? That is how we want you to be. Use your mouth to put yourself in problem. Continue to deflect Nigeria. That is our prayer. So that people can live in Nigeria. There could be freedom. There will be freedom in Nigeria. You know, we are free from, we have gone our own way. We have gone our own way. Biafrans have left. But we need Nigerians to be free. We are humans. We are humans. Look, that is how they play their games. This is who they are. Look at Sunday Igboho today. Is he not singing hallelujah today? So that is how they are. They will, when I tell you that these people will use money to bribe anything, what money cannot do for APC, more money we do, more money can do it. Tinubu is a very corrupt man. Highly corrupt. What Tinubu cannot do with money will not exist on this planet. I tell you the freaking truth. Today, where are those people shouting on Simon Ekpa today? Where is Brekete family? Oh, call Finland! Call Finland! They can't be in Finland and be fighting a sovereign nation. Where is Brekete family today? I ask. These were the idiots that they were using up and down. Oh, Simon is causing problem in Nigeria. Where is he today? He can no longer talk. The thing down over him. They can't talk again because it's now Muslim people that are fighting. They will bring their terrorist armies to come and unalive Nigerians. Now they have seen what Simon is fighting. Now that man has gone in. He's no more speaking about Nigeria. I thought he had the interest of Nigeria at heart. I thought he had the interest of Nigerians at heart. They used him. Oh, call Finland on his program. When you see them talking, you will think that Simon was defending Anibu, defending Christians. And that is why I can never forgive Alexander Stubb. We can never forgive him. Not on this planet Earth. Alexander Stubb looked on while our people were massacred. While our people were destroyed. Alexander Stubb did not say anything. We sent messages. We sent him glowing pictures. We sent him the killings, the unaliving that Nigerian is doing in Biafran land. The moment Simon was taken away, this man turned the blind eye. Turned a deaf ear because of the mineral resources that we have in our land that is hoping to get. Very wicked people. The Finland, all of them are all corrupt. Every one of them. I don't hold brief for any one of them. Finland is a very corrupt nation, I'm telling you. Very corrupt. Let them prove me otherwise. If they can put an innocent man away for fighting and defending his land, they are not to be trusted. I'm telling you the truth. Who knew Finland? This crazy Scandinavia, who knew them before? If it wasn't Prime Minister that brought them to the limelight. Today, what is going on? Finland has turned a blind eye to the unaliving of Biafrans in Biafran land because of their personal interest. And you called an innocent man a terrorist. No, he was not ever a terrorist when he was working in your military. No, he was never a terrorist when he fought for you to become the president of Finland. No, he was never a terrorist when he was holding the peace and unity of that country together. He was never a terrorist. He became a terrorist because the Nigerian government contacted you. What a shameless country. I ask you people, Cho Ayoba, what did he do for Norway to seize him for how many years? What is the crime of Cho Ayoba? The same thing Trump is fighting in Nigeria. This is the same thing these people have been preaching. The same thing. The same terrorists that Trump is fighting today. Tomorrow they will call Trump an evil man. Tomorrow you will hear them, Trump is coming for your mineral resources. How many mineral resources do you think you really have? Do you have mineral resources and you people are poor-stricken animals? You will see them all have mineral resources. Trump is coming for it. Nnamdi Kanu shouted this. They kidnapped him from Kenya, jailed him for no reason. Simon came, shouted. They took him away from Finland government, took him away. And why did they release the other 6 people? Why did they release the other people that were arrested with him? And then they left only him. Why? They said they all were financing terrorism. Because of your mineral resources. Because of my mineral resources. That is why Prime Minister is suffering what he's suffering today. And every one of you want me to be happy. And every one of you want me to sugarcoat my words. And every one of you want me to say, oh, Finland is the best thing that has ever happened. To who? I'm telling you, those of you that are in Finland, better start looking for a new location. Finland is not a country. If they can betray Prime Minister, then you are a nobody. I'm telling you the truth. Even UK, they do their own with swag. UK cannot come confrontational. They can't come one-on-one and fight you. No, they will use, there are ways that they will use. If Prime Minister was in London, I swear down, they will never arrest him. Because they know the implication of arresting a freedom fighter. Finland threw all those into the trash and said, to hell with him. Is it not money? Let us go for the money. UK can never do it. That is why UK used Kenya to move away Nnamdi Kanu. All the shout, Nnamdi Kanu has been shouted. Do you think UK didn't hear it? Because Nnamdi Kanu is no more in United Kingdom. If Nnamdi Kanu was in United Kingdom, wallahi, they wouldn't do him anything. Because they know the reason why they can never do it. But did Finland think twice? No, they didn't. They told you, from Celine's word, that crazy woman that came from Finland to Nigeria, she said, and I quote, that Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was blocking bilateral agreement within Finland and Nigeria. I can imagine a stupid woman speaking. And you think because they're Caucasians, oh, whatever she said is the truth. I'm very angry this morning. All our heroes are being brought down. All the people fighting for the goodness, for the betterment of Africa, they are taking everyone away. Cho Ayoba, what did he do wrong? Dr. Cho Ayoba that is in Norway today, jailed in Norway, what did he do wrong? The same thing Prime Minister is fighting. That is the same thing Cho Ayoba is fighting. That is the same thing Nnamdi Kanu is fighting. The same thing Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is fighting. The same thing Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, all of them are fighting. The same thing they're shouting. They don't care because they are not Africans. They really don't care because Nigeria is paying them money. They don't care because they are getting their share of cake from Nigeria. They don't care because the mineral resources is coming to them. They really don't care. They don't care. Do they care about humanity? Look at how wicked some people can be. Animals, kids, children were unalive in the north. Children, kids that knows nothing about this planet Earth, that are just starting their life. They unalive them. Nobody has said a word. If Trump bring brings his missiles now, they will tell you, oh, Trump is coming. Oh, Trump is coming for your mineral resources. There. Animals. Crazy people. I don't know how some of you reason. I don't know how you think. You see evil happening and you are painting it. You are painting it, thinking that evil is not going to come back and haunt you. The same people that Tinubu, Shetima brought as machineries to fight for their election. This is the same people haunting them now. They can't tell you. That's why they can't go after them. So we have military aircraft. Some of you don't even reason. We have military aircraft that can go to another man's land in less than 10 seconds to combat military coup. But we don't have military that will combat terrorists in the forest. Have you seen what I'm saying, right? You have such military, but Tinubu doesn't want to use them because they created them and they can't take them out because they are under oath. And when Trump made a sound, they said, oh, Trump is coming for his selfish interest. Have you seen how myopic some of you can be? And they just say these things without remembering what they say. That is how Daniel Bwala went to made a mess of himself. They are asking you, hey, you are lying. You think it's by lie that you remain relevant in power? It is by lie. I'll continue to say it and I will say it any day, any time. We are not here to joke. Any day you see me or you see Dr. Ngozi Arabaeze talking nonsense, God forbid, she's not going to do that. Going different routes, we will come and tell Biafrans, stop following this woman. She's not doing the bidding of our Prime Minister, Nnamdi Kanu. I have said it times without number. So we are not here to deceive Biafrans. I will be the last person to come here to deceive Biafrans. Biafrans, I don't want this video to be long. I'm so sorry. I just have to, I just have to say all these things because some of you don't know my YouTube handle. So that is why I usually come here. That is the simple truth I keep telling you. That is the simple truth. I will not be here and see. Do you know what a life means? I lost my own twin brother. I have not recovered from it. He passed on in 2013. 2013, I've not recovered. And then I'm seeing mothers, fathers losing their loved one, losing their last hope. Those useless fallback. That this God that we serve is an evil God. Is a very partial God. Can you imagine how they will collect money and start unaliving our people? How they will collect money from this government and start unaliving our brothers and our mothers and our parents? Country that unalive children. And you people are happy. They call you Nigeria. Take this, your nonsense passport to anywhere in the world. Even in Nigeria, go to any embassy, they will reject you. Just because you're in Nigeria. They will reject you. What country will tell me one European, all these people that are gaining our oil and gas and all whatnot, tell me one European country that you can go visa free from Nigeria? No. But they are the highest benefactors of our mineral resources. Highest benefactors, or beneficiaries, should I say, of our mineral resources. Sometimes we have to reason. Sometimes we wake up. It is now or never. It is now or never. Now or never. This Biafran that we have declared, we will hold it to the end. I know what some of you are waiting for. Prime Minister, Nnamdi Kanu, it's all good. When they come, it's going to be tougher. But I want to promise you this. The Prime Minister, Simon and Joko, our Prime Minister, will be back soon. That is the only thing I have to tell you people. Because Nigeria has no case. They don't have any case to prove. I continue to say this and I'll continue to say it every single day. They have nothing. The only thing that they fear the most, is documentation, and they don't have it. If they don't fear documentation, I will give you instances. I keep telling you people this. Look at just simple questions that they ask your Honorable Minister, Daniel Bwala. This and this, you could not defend anything. Nigeria doesn't know how to defend documentation. And that is where Mazi Simon is waiting for them. All of us are waiting for, including this animal called Olu, Bianca. Olosho woman. We are waiting for her now. Shebi is some few months now. 3 months to go. Nkete wela cha unu ni na anya called 4 months. Nkete wela cha unu ni na anya. Biafrans, just be resilient. We are winning them. I'm telling you, anything that is not true, I'm not going to come. Okay, what will I gain coming here to? I don't, like I said, I've never gained anything from my social media handle. So, no, it's not. I'm telling you the simple truth. Nothing but the truth. Nigeria can never, this time around, defeat Mazi Simon. They can't. They never even defeated him the first time. It was a charade that they did. But now, they will now come this time around. They don't know who Dr. Masanga is. They think he's an ordinary man. They don't know who he is. So, Biafrans, I'm going to leave you guys at this. Thank you so much. I will join you people some other time, maybe tomorrow or next, or I don't know. But thank you so much for listening to me. May God bless every one of you. Let us find a way to join the United States of Biafra. I'm not saying you should use your money. Most of you here in Nigeria, I understand all these things. But use your voice. Those of you that can write. Let the world will see it. The world is seeing what we are doing. So thank you so much. May God bless you. Someone very dear to me is calling me, and I have to go this time around. Thank you so much, Biafrans. I love you guys. I see you some other times. May God bless you.
Again, I want to thank every Biafran and friends of Biafrans, men and ladies of the press, our allies that are watching. Welcome everyone today to the United States of Biafra government fundraising. We do this every week to raise the funds to not only build our new nation, also to help us bring out thousands of innocent Biafrans that are locked up in different cells across Nigeria by the Nigerian terrorist state headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa and their agents in Biafra territory, the delegitimates Charles Soludo, Uzodinma Mba Oti, and all of them in the old southeast and south part of Nigeria, which we've declared as the United States of Biafra land. After a self-referendum conducted by 50 million Biafrans to exit Nigeria, vote across, but at home and physically in homeland, culminating into the declaration we had in Finland, Latte Finland, where over 1,500 Biafrans flew in from all over the world to Latte Finland to declare our independence. And in Finland, over 500 Biafrans from across the globe appended their signature to that declaration document for us to exit Nigeria. We redeclared the Republic of Biafra, which was a nation between 1967 and 1970, with a new name and title of the United States of Biafra. So the new nation is what we are building every weekend by raising the funds to do that. Our allies are with us in this process until the right time for their pronouncement, which we believe is going to be very soon, to help us to rebuild our nation and also to help us protect our people and our land from the Nigeria terrorist state that are killing thousands of Christians and thousands of indigenous Nigerians on a daily basis without any accountability. The Nigeria president, Tinubu, cannot account for the thousands of innocent indigenous Nigerians that are murdered every single day. The terrorists have taken over. For anyone listening to me, it is a standing policy by Tinubu, the Nigerian state, the Nigerian politicians. They signed it. They approved it to reintegrate non-terrorists across the world into the Nigerian state. So unless you are a fool, then you do not understand the correlation between reintegrating non-terrorists into your community or into your country and the consequences that will follow that. That reintegration of non-terrorists into the Nigerian system didn't just happen. There is a planned deal by the past leaders of the Nigerian state who are mostly Muslims to Islamize the country, Nigeria. And they've successfully done that. So the killings going on every day, occupation of the indigenous Nigerian lands, the killing of indigenous Nigerians, the killing of Christians, the killing of anyone that opposes Nigerian government, Tinubu and Christopher Musa, That shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that listens and follows us. Those killings are the plan of the Nigeria state, working closely with countries like Iran, like Turkey, to promote the Islamic agenda. This plot, this plan, this systemic Islamization of that whole entity called Nigeria didn't just start today. It has been going on for the past 50, 60 years. The plan to Islamize the whole Nigeria has been an ongoing plot by the Nigeria state, by Tinubu, by Christopher Musa, by individuals like Charles Soludo, Uzodinma. That plan has been ongoing to Islamize the whole entity called Nigeria. That was why they have allowed all major terrorists in the world to have a safe haven in that entity called Nigeria.
Coordination and the continents. They want a joint.
That is why you see the thousands of indigenous Nigerians that are killed every day. And not do anything about that. No one can do anything about that. Churches are being burnt down. Thousands of Christians worshiping their God are being locked up. Gasoline poured. And they set all of them on fire, including children who are screaming, crying for help. No one, nothing like Nigerian military, nothing like Nigerian police, because the Nigerian military and police, as we have them today, are the reintegrated terrorists that Tinubu and Christopher Musa brought into the Nigerian state. The indigenous Nigerians, none of them joins the Nigerian police and military. That was why you see the people they recruit are reintegrated terrorists. It's on social media, it's everywhere. The rehabilitation, there is nothing like rehabilitation. You cannot rehabilitate a terrorist. It is in their blood. That is what they are trained to do, to kill, to maim, to displace. So Nigeria state, Tinubu and Christopher Musa, when they use that word, rehabilitate and reintegrate non-terrorists, only those that do not know, we think there is any rehabilitation. There is nothing like rehabilitating someone who is a known terrorist. That is why today, in that entity called Nigeria, you have over 22 confirmed terrorists that are operating in Nigeria. 22 confirmed different terrorist groups have taken over Nigeria. That is why the killing is unstoppable. No one, no country, no individual can stop those killings. The only solution is the absolute collapse of that entity called Nigeria today. Then those politicians like Tinubu, like Christopher Musa, like Charles Soludo, we have no place again to continue their killing agenda for the indigenous Nigerians and the indigenous Biafrans. The collapse of Nigeria must happen as quickly as possible so that lives could be saved. Nothing else will solve this problem. As for the United States of Biafra people, the 80 million United States of Biafra indigenous citizens, we've already exited Nigeria by declaring our independence on November the 29th, 2024 in Lahti, Finland, and are pending our signatures to that declaration document. No one, no country, no organization in the world can tamper with that declaration of the people. It is the wish of the people that must be respected. As of our neighboring country, Nigeria, we wish them well. Whatever any country can do to help them is left for you. For the United States of Biafra, we are defending our land and we are defending our people. I want to remember our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, whom the Nigerian state is currently holding for not committing any crime, for telling the world that Nigeria reintegrated terrorists and is using those terrorists to displace and kill indigenous Nigerians. And for saying that he does not want his people, the Biafra people, to cohabit with reintegrated terrorists. That was his only crime. The Nigerian state picked him, colluded with some elements in Kenya to take him. The Kenyan government has publicly said that Nigeria committed a crime by coming to his country to take Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, and has awarded Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu compensation for the crime committed by the Nigerian state, by Tinubu inside Kenya. The Kenyan government has compensated Nnamdi Kanu. The Kenyan government has said Nigerian government committed a crime by coming into Kenya to kidnap our leader Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, and has compensated our leader Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. And the case instituted by our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu won the case against the Nigerian state. But what did Tinubu and Christopher Musa and Charles Soludo, Oti, Mba, what did they do? Now, they told Nigerian and the Nigerian government, they plotted, continue to hold him so that we can be the governors in our states and South states, holding Nnamdi Kanu, because once you let him out, we are no longer going to be the governor. Some say they can't be the senators anymore. They cannot be the commissioners, the ministers. Tinubu, you're no longer going to be the president. So continue to hold Nnamdi Kanu so that we can continue to be the governor of old Imo State, old Enugu State, old Ebonyi State, old Anambra State. Just continue to hold him, because once he's out, we are no longer going to be the governors. That is why you see people like Charles Soludo dancing naked in the market square. So the Nigerian state, Tinubu and Christopher Musa, they are colluding with the legitimized Southeast and South governors to continue to hold Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, so that they can continue to be the governors of the old Southeast and South states. But the world knows now that this delegitimized government working with Nigerian state and Tinubu, they are currently occupying a foreign land. We declared our independence. We have written to them to leave our land. We have written to Nigeria to leave our land. The 40 states of Biafra is a sovereign state that are governed by the Biafran people. We have the 40 state governors. We have the commissioners that are working there and inside Biafra land. We have the government in exile, which is the United States of Biafra, the Biafra Republic government in exile, headed by my humble self, Dr. Roboese, and the United States of Biafra cabinet members. We've written them to leave our land. They don't want to leave. They are illegally occupying our land, harassing innocent Biafrans in their quiet communities, searching through the quiet communities in Biafra territory, forcefully arresting, removing innocent Biafrans who are relaxing in their quiet communities. This is what Tinubu and Christopher Musa is currently doing in Biafra land as we speak. But one thing I will tell Tinubu, Christopher Musa, legitimized governors, and any agent working with them, it won't be long. You need to stop what you are doing. You can never be in Biafra territory and go free. You cannot. If you like, you load 500 mercenaries inside a load and bring them into Biafra land to suppress, to subjugate, to oppress Biafra people. You can never win this war against the 80 million Biafrans. You can't. The earlier you stop this madness, the better. You cannot continue to use propaganda to say you are in Biafra territory doing something. That land does not belong to you. You are illegally, forcefully occupying our nation. The Finland government colluded with Nigeria to take away our Prime Minister, His Excellency 2 weeks to the declaration of our independence in Latin Finland. Our Prime Minister, a fine young gentleman that works for the Finland government. The Nigerian state colluded, just as they did to Nnamdi Kanu, to take away our Prime Minister. They colluded to take away our Prime Minister, thinking that by taking him away, the declaration of the independent state of Biafra will not happen. That was the plan. That was a plot. After all, our Prime Minister has been with them from January 2024 to November 2024. 2 weeks to our declaration, they took him away from us. The Nigerian government was able to succeed in this plan with some Biafrans that were then in the Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet, the legitimized governors, those in homeland that they were deceiving, they were trying to make peace deal. All that contributed to the success of the Nigerian state. With some mediocres that were surrounding the Prime Minister, both in Finland and in the government. These mediocres have no clue how dangerous the Nigerian state is. It is only the United States of Biafra cabinet currently existing that has stopped the Nigerian state. Nobody else. Mediocres can never stop the Nigerian state because this is something they've done over the past 100 years. The mediocres pretending to be Biafran freedom fighters, colluding with some people the Prime Minister have on ground in Finland, thinking by doing that you are hurting Dr. Rabweze, you're hurting Biafra cabinet members, you are hurting this, thinking that with their mediocrity they can confront the Nigerian state. And that was why at the initial trial of our Prime Minister, he didn't get the help he needed, because these criminals, these mediocres that surrounded the Prime Minister, they blocked, I'm telling you, they blocked virtually the help the Prime Minister needed in that initial trial against the terrorist state of Finland. That was how and why they succeeded. Some of them thought they were doing the right thing. Some of them thought it is a game of mediocrity, classless individuals, illiterates that have no clue what the laws that guide both international and local laws are. And some of us can see the same mediocres, illiterates, running from pillar to post. Oh, the Prime Minister told them to go and get evidence and come and give him. These are fools that have no clue how and the wickedness of the Nigerian state. Welcome.
Thank you.
So they thought it is something within their little power. That is why I tell everyone the restoration of the United States of Biafra, the removal of the Nigerian state from our land, the success of this, our Biafra freedom, it is not a game of the mediocres or the illiterates. No, it is a game of those who have tested and knows how Nigeria works. It is a game of those who have the capacity and the capability to confront the Nigerian state and their international collaborators in every angle they are coming from. So these mediocres that colluded with those in Finland, thinking, oh, they were trying to, they thought it was a, and again, there are so many evidences with time that I don't even want to send out to Biafran people. Because some of these individuals, they thought the Nigerian state is just an ordinary state. This is a terrorist state. Everything they do, they already planned it. They plan ahead to continue to milk the oil in our land. And anyone that tries to stop that automatically becomes an enemy. They will label that person a terrorist. That was how they labeled our Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. That was how they labeled our Prime Minister a terrorist. For nothing. These are fine young gentlemen. They are not terrorists. Nigeria state is a real terrorist, which has been confirmed by the whole world right now. That is why Nigeria has been declared as a country of particular concern, the most deadliest country in the world for Christians to live. But Tinubu will come and tell people that me and you that we are terrorists. Why are they doing that? Tinubu wants to continue to rule as the president of Nigeria. Solu don't want to be the governor. Because their criminality is endless. They wanted to continue to milk those mineral resources that are in our nation, but we have stopped them. I am stopping them. We are stopping them. Biafrans are stopping them. So Biafrans, I just want to let you know, we have a problem with the criminal Nigerian state, which we're already solving. Our biggest problem is the criminals and the agents and the mediocres that are planted around our freedom movement by the Nigerian state. That is why you see a criminal like Ogenkere parading that Biafra was declared on 2nd December. When Biafrans, over 500, appended their signatures in Latin Finland on November the 29th, 2024, for our declaration, for our freedom. That was what Biafrans decided to do. That was the right thing. But Nigerian state, using these criminal elements to make it look as if there's any parallel something existing anywhere, told Ogenkere, Isaiah Anyogo, and the mediocres following him to continue saying Biafra was declared on 2nd December. And let me be very clear. We know, I said the Biafra declaration will be on 2nd December initially, but that was before Finland took our prime minister. If Finland has not arrested Prime Minister Simon Etna, there won't be any change to the declaration date. But when Finland took away our prime minister, let me tell you the intention. It is to stop the declaration. That's a fact. They took him away so that declaration will not happen. That was why the United States of Biafra, the Biafra Republic government in exile, met and decided we must change the date for our declaration from 2nd December to November 29th. Because Finland government was ready to disrupt our declaration on 2nd of December. Only a fool will reason otherwise. That was why we declared November the 29th. But you can see those agents planted by Nigeria state, like Ogenkere, Mamadu Abu, Ruben Nadi, Chobo Koma, all these criminals, all these mediocres that are colluding with the Nigerian state to tamper with our freedom, creating parallel governments here and there to make it look as if there's something that is existing. There is nothing existing. I'm telling you, they have nothing except what they are paid to do, which is to make sure they distort this freedom, which is already in our hand. They will continue to fail. They will continue to fail. So we thank our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Pepper, for knowing the danger and the damage these mediocres and criminals have done to him. And also standing up. Epakano, can you mute your phone? So standing up to make sure that this appeal process is not polluted with these same criminals and these mediocres. So Biafrans, our Prime Minister is on the right trajectory, ensuring that those that have participated in the initial trial that made Finland to give him 6 years, concurrently 3 years, they stay out of this appeal process of the Prime Minister. That must happen for the Prime Minister to get the success he needs against Finland and against the Nigerian state. And that is happening as we speak. I want to thank all the United States of Biafra cabinet members, all the 40 state governors and the commissioners that are working day and night to build our new nation. I want to thank the Envision Elite Squad headed by our General Rabbi. I also want to thank all the mission heads in the whole diaspora that are working day and night, putting the Biafran papers at the right desk. I have to tell you all, we have over 200 countries in the world that have received our original declaration document. Thanks to our mission heads and thanks to the United States of Biafra Foreign Affairs Department, Honorable Uche, Honorable Christopher, those of you that are working behind the scene every day to ensure that the criminality of the Nigerian state is destroyed. Thank you so much for what you do. Again, I tell people, all of us were initially Nigerians, but we observed that Nigeria can never work because of the policies of the Nigerian state to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the country. Those non-terrorists, the plot of Tinubu, Christopher Musa Saludo is to help them win elections. Nothing more, just to vote and make them win elections. But now, we've all discovered in the midst of trying to win those elections, millions of indigenous Nigerians and Biafrans are being massacred every day, and that cannot continue. The only solution is a dissolution, outright dissolution of the Nigerian state. How you all do that, it doesn't really matter because Biafra has already exited. Our task now is to protect our people and our territory.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.